कोई ये चक्र ठाकुर ये कौन है? इस रूप गोस्वामी अवतार है, वही बता रहे हैं भागवत श्रवण। तुलसी चयन के नियम क्या? पहले उनको प्रणाम तुलसी देवी को, वृंदा देवी को, फिर चयन करने का मंत्र बोल के चयन करना पड़ेगा, फिर चयन हो जाए क्षमा मांगने का मंत्र, सब काल बताया था। और माला गुंथन, ये माला भी बताया कृष्ण के 2 प्रकार, एक वर्णमाला, एक वैजयंती माला। बोलो सोनू, वैजयंती माला किसे कहते हैं? क्या क्या नाम है? एक कनेर है, गेंदा है और जबा है। 2 दिन 3 दिन तो बताया। बोलो दामू। आम्र, अशोक, मल्लिका, माधवी, बकुल, ये 5 फूलों से गले से लेके पैर तक लटका हुआ, तब वनमाला। एक वैजयंती माला, वनमाला वन के फूल से छोटा होता है, इतना पैर तक लंबा नहीं। फिर माला गुथना, अर्चन और दंडवत प्रणाम, परिक्रमा, ये सब धाम परिक्रमा कर रहे हैं। निकुंजपुर तो काल परसों 3 परिक्रमा लगा लिया। कल रात को भी 3 लगाया, परसों रात को भी 3 लगाया वृंदावन की। उनसे कहूँगा कि कहाँ से इतना एनर्जी, मुझे भी तो एनर्जी दे, मैं भी थोड़ा सेवा कर सकूँ। ऐसे परिक्रमा को पाद सेवन कहा गया है। ये निष्ठा के जो लक्षण है साक्षात भक्ति विषयनी, इसमें साक्षात भक्ति होती है। क्यों? धाम बलदेव प्रभु है, इनकी परिक्रमा, इनकी सेवा हो रही है। श्री मंदिर बार्जन, मंदिर को झाड़ू लगाना और पोछा लगाना। अब आते हैं बाचिकी। बाचिकी में भगवान के नाम रूप
Am I audible?
स्तव स्तुति।
Hare Krishna.
Yes, you are, Prabhu.
करते हैं।
Okay, sorry for the delay. Yeah. Hope I'm still audible, right? Yeah.
आता है।
Vigyapati means prarthana, vandana, and prayers. This all falls in the category of vachik. Vachik means bhakti which is being done by words. One is sharanagati and then is lalsa mai. Sharanagati means, Swarupa Goswami mentioned this Vigyapati of 3 types. Vigyapati means offering prayers. One is Samprathanatmika, then Nibodhika, and Lalsa Mai. There are 3 types of prayers which is being delineated by Swarupa Goswami. In Vigyapati, I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, Prabhu, you are audible.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
बताया पसंद की बोल रहा न पारे हम मतुल्लो नास्ति पापात्मा।
Matullo nasti papatma. Rupa Goswami Path says,
हम लोग के लिए कह रहे
for
हैं
us,
मतुल्लो नास्ति पापात्मा।
Hey Prabhu,
मेरे समान ऐसे कोई और पापात्मा नहीं है।
there's no one who is more sinful than me. There's no sin in the world which I have not committed. In this world, there's no one who is more sinful than me in this entire universe. Na paradhi cha kashana. There's no one who is more bigger aparadhi than me. There are 3 types of aparadh: nam aparadh, dham aparadh, and seva aparadh. And in this nam aparadh is of 10 types. Dham aparadh is also of 10 types. Seva aparadh is of 32 types. And amongst those, nam aparadh, the first nam aparadh of satam ninda, means criticizing the devotees, that's also 6 types. So there is no offense in the world which I have not committed. Okay, I'm sinful. I'm also aparadh. Sin affects the mind, but aparadh affects the soul.
अपराध
So
जघन्य,
aparad is even much more harmful.
पाप किस पर प्रभाव डालता
So
है?
sin affects whom?
आत्मा के ऊपर. इसलिए पाप अपेक्षा
Sin affects
और भयंकर
the mind, and
समझा सुनो.
aparad affects the soul.
और सबसे भयंकर वैष्णव अपराध, मतलब वैष्णव
And
अपराध
then
माता
the most gravest offense is offense to the Vaishnava.
उस अपराध से भक्ति लता उखड़ेगा नहीं. वैष्णव अपराध में
From any other aparad, the
ऐसे वैष्णव अपराध
the root of bhakti lata would not get uprooted, but then the root of bhakti lata would get uprooted by being offensive to the Vaishnavas.
जहाँ अपराध है पहले क्षमा मांगने से सबसे अच्छा है. किससे क्षमा
So the
मांगने
best is to ask forgiveness.
न हो तब हरिनाम से दूर
So
होगा.
if we don't know to whom we have committed offense,
होगा नहीं हरिनाम
then
कर
we
दो.
can simply chant the name, and then we will be able to ask forgiveness. But then if we know that to whom we have committed an offense and still we don't ask
किंग बुगे
forgiveness,
पुरुषता
then that
तुम्हें
is going to increase
मैं कोई मेरे
the
से
intensity of the offense
ये
or the
कहने
harmful of that even more.
पाप कर्म किया और पहले ये
So Rupa
पाप
Goswami Pad said, Hey Purusha, hey Krishna, what can I say to you?
याद आता है.
I even feel more embarrassed that I've committed so many offenses and so many
दिल्ली से
aparad.
आया था 3-4 दिन
And
पहले
while
है.
performing Harinam, while performing bhajan, the kind of offense and sins I have committed.
इस साले से
3-4 days, there was a devotee who came from Delhi. He's from CID.
खा जाऊंगा तो बोल रहा बोले
He
ऐसे
said, Gurudev, I feel very fearful.
पाप या तो ऐसे जहन्नम
He
पाप
said, for
नहीं
many years I was thinking.
नहीं करना
He said,
है.
but then I feel fearful from you. So do you think I'm like a lion who would swallow you? He said, hey Gurudev, I've done so many sinful activities while chanting the name.
नारी
While
बाप
chanting the name, I think that, and I feel very fearful.
जी और
She was revealing of what he had done in the past.
और
Srimad
आगे
Mahaprabhu says that Jagai Madhai, just ask forgiveness from Srimad Mahaprabhu, and then he will forgive.
से ये है
But then
क्या
do not commit over and over again. Don't.
इसके बाद दो नवदी का
He
फिर
say, hey, says Rupa Goswami Pad says, hey Prabhu,
तीना
that I feel so much of embarrassed even to ask forgiveness from you because I have committed so many sins and so many offenses. Then Mai and Lalsa Mai, the second set of uh, prayers which is being sung by which is being mentioned by Shri Rupa Goswami. Vigyapatis of three types. So now Maharaj is giving the example of the second type of Vigyapati. He say, Prabhu, just like the mind of a yovaka, the mind of a young man automatically gets attracted towards a young woman, just like a young woman automatically, without any effort, gets attracted, without any difficulty, gets attracted towards a young man. However, that same man, when he would become old, that the same boy, when he would become old, the eyes and all the limbs would be the same, but then he would not be able to attract anyone. That same woman who used to be able to attract to that young boy so instantaneously, but then when she's going to become old, she would not be able to attract. So what is the attraction in the eye?
भागवत में बताया
So what sort of
की बात की
attraction remains in the eye?
दूसरे प्राणियों का भी
So we
मिलन
should not see directly into the eyes. If we see into the eye,
बता दिया.
we would become attracted. So we must be very careful. We should not look directly into the eyes. He's about to speak of human being. In Bhagavatam it is mentioned.
तब की
Even we should not see
कुंडली
the scene of meeting, the intimate meeting of a man and a woman. So we should stay away from that.
त्यागी
Especially those who are performing bhajan, they should not see such visuals.
हस्तसी माग अकुर्वत बक्षसी
And then the Lal Samay Pratana.
कदाहंग जमुना तीरे नामानी तब कीर्तन. प्रभु हमारा ऐसे दिन कब आएगा सब लालसामय तो उद्बाष्प पुंडरी काक्षम. आपके नाम लेते थे आंख में बाष्प था पानी आएगा आंसू आएगा और मैं तांडव नृत्य करूंगा लज्जा शर्म छोड़ करके दिन कब आएगा. फिर बताया कि कदा गंभीरया वाचा सियायुक्त जगत प्रते प्रभु आप अपने
Kadam Jamuna Tire Namani Anukirtanam.
और
That
मधुर
when will my day come that
पंखा से
I'll
अमर ये
that
कौन
I'll
है?
be chanting the names in the bank of Yamuna.
ये
And when my eyes would become soaked in tears while chanting your name, walking on the banks of Yamuna.
रूप गोसाई पाद भजन
If by giving up all embarrassment, by giving up all inhibitions,
कैसे रूप मंजरी के रूप में
that hey Prabhu, by your mercy, you would also you would be sitting along with the potency, and when you would give me the instruction order to do fanning to you, I'm waiting for that moment. So Sri Gurudev would give the example
क्या
that
कर
Sri Rupa Goswami Pad is meditating upon is completely absorbed in his eternal form and is serving Sri Radha and Krishna in his eternal form. And similarly, Shridas Goswami is also chanting the name, being eternally absorbed, being in his eternal Leela.
सोच रहे हो
Arup Manjari and Anang Manjari are the prominent ones.
रूप मंजरी कहेंगे ले
So
ये
what Rup Manjari is doing,
मैं दूसरी सेवा करता हूँ
Sri
करते करते समाधिस्थ हो गए तब बता रहे हैं श्री
Radharani had placed her head in the lap of Krishna. So Dasa Goswami became completely absorbed in this Leela. And then he's seeing himself in the eternal in Sri Rupa Goswami Pad is Das Goswami Pad is thinking that when will that day come when I'll be giving the remnants of Rup Manjari. So he's thinking while thinking this like this.
राधा जी थोड़ा थकी हुई है कृष्ण के गोद पर सिर रख के सो रहे ऐसे रूप मंजरी चरण सम्माहन कर रही है इतने में रोती मंजरी दूर से देखा ओहो सामने आ गई दास गोस्वामी
It is mentioned that
जिस तक देख रहा हो ये
in
रूप
this particular shloka Shri Rup Manjari Kadarshit Pada Padma,
खड़ी
the
है
Srimati Radharani is a bit tired and then she has
मंजरी
placed her head in the lap of Krishna.
इशारा से
And Rup Manjari is massaging the hands and the feet of Srimati Radharani. So at that particular time, Rati Manjari sees from a distance that, oh,
कृपा
and then she comes forward. And thus Goswami himself seeing his eternal form. He said, when Vishnu Rupa Goswami gave me a remnants while when she was serving Sri Radharani, massaging her hands and feet. So Rupa Manjari understood that Sri Rati Manjari is desiring such remnants.
जब पदारविंद में
So
सेवा
what she did, and then she indicated to Rati Manjari that she started fanning.
भक्त
So
जो ग्रंथ में
this is the service of Sri Guru, that he himself even gives up her own service and engages the disciple in the same service.
गुरु बस ये सब वंदना है
Hey Kanak Gauri, hey Srimati Radharani, when will my day come that I'll be able to serve you lotus feet? This is Lal Samay Pratna, desiring all this falls in the category of Vigyapati. In Bhakti Swami Sindhu, Rupa Goswami Padas mentioned this. Then Vandana. Just like we sing Vandayam Shri Guru.
मन खा गए
These all this falls in the category of Vandana.
ये विज्ञप्ति ये दामोदर सोनू जानते प्रणाम मंत्र सीताराम के श्री राम वंदना वंदा महे महेशा नाम हर को दंड खंडनम जानकी हृदयानंद चंदनम रघुनंदनम याद करना बहुत आसान और बहुत सुंदर है ये रूप गोसाई पाद ये दिखाया ये वंदना को अब मानसी सेवा
Damodar, you know all the prayers of
जो साक्षात
Sri Ramji.
विषयनी पहले काय की दिखाया बाची की अब मानसी दिखा रहे हैं श्री भगवान के नाम रूप गुण लीला
Very easy shlokas. Please remember these beautiful shlokas in glorification of Sri Ramchandra.
लीला दिखा रहे मानसी
Now, serving in the mind,
भी भजन कर रहे हैं करते करते समाधिस्थ हो गए अब
Kaiki Vachaki,
उधर हरिनाम कर रहे हैं
the form of the Lord, his Leela, his name,
चला गए ए काना
his
जानते हो
qualities.
किसका है
Remembering all that is Manasi. The two pastimes,
सब लोग
two examples are given this one.
तुम्हारे पास पीताम्बर है और मोरपंख है और
Rupa
बंसी।
Goswami Pad is performing bhajan,
मुझे तुझे कोई पूछेगा
and
एक
Krishna went for cow grazing.
पास ही आएगा।
And at that particular time,
सब हाँ मधुमंगल जो ले ले सबने बताया कृष्ण मधुमंगल
and
में
Rupa Goswami Pad was thinking like this, and his mind became completely absorbed.
अब
And
मधुमंगल
Krishna is laughing,
लेके
and Sakha is also laughing at that time.
दिखा रहे हैं और सब लोग ताली बजा रहे हैं और हंस रहे जैसे चाचा हंस रहे हैं।
He said, "You have the yellow cloth, and I have the flute, and you have the flute." So Madhumangal said, "If you give me your yellow cloth and your flute to me, all the delicacies, all the sweets would come to me." Krishna was like, "Okay, you can exchange my clothes." So Krishna gave his
बैठा है
pitambar and his flute to Madhumangal, and Madhumangal is like
तुम इतना
walking like a gentleman, and and everyone is clapping,
क्या
just
कहो
like our Chachaji here. He's laughing.
बोल है
Similarly, Madhumangal is walking
और
like
धन
this.
तुम्हारा
So in this way, what happened?
गुरुभंग
That on the others, on that in Mathura, Kansa's friend called Keshi.
शत्रु है बोलो मैं मार
Keshi
खाऊंगा।
is a very big horse. Kansa says, "Hey Mitra, hey my friend."
शरीर बारे बालक से डर है वो बालक है कौन
He
उनको
said,
मैं
"Hey friend,
अच्छा जैसे
what should I say to you?
बोले सखा तुम जितना आसान
I have
समझ
not been able to conquer my one of my enemies.
बोलो
It's
कृष्ण
just by when you raise your eyebrows, all the demigods even they
मैं
tremble." So Kansa is glorifying Keshi like this.
मार करके ही आऊंगा।
So Keshi said, "Tell me, who is that enemy? I'm just going to kill him immediately." He said, "You're so powerful.
पूछे
He's just a child. Is he just a small child? Oh, don't worry. I'm just gonna smash him. I'm just gonna crush him like a mosquito." He said, "Oh, that Krishna who comes for cow grazing." He said, "Oh, that coward boy."
जंगल
He
गोचारण कर
said, "I'm just going to kill him and come back immediately. Don't worry, my friend." So he said, "Sakha Savdhan." You see, so here Kansa sent his friend, and on the other hand, Madhumangal was playing in the dress of Krishna, wearing his yellow cloth and his flute.
मैं भेजा हुआ वापिस नहीं आया ये खबर देने के बोले सबसे पहले पुत्र आ गया अरे वो तो लड़की क्या जानती है ये तो मूर्ति लड़की का बुद्धि कम होती है
So Krishna is cow grazing, and Madhumangal is.
देवी
So Kansa gave him the description of how Krishna looks like.
दीपू का माँ का बोलना पुनीत का माँ का मत बोलना ठीक है ऐसे दोनों गाल में गुलचा मारेगी
Don't think he's an easy enemy to conquer.
कैसे बोले उतना
He said, "I know that I've sent many demons in the past that no one has ever come back. You know,
ठीक
sent this Putana." She said, "Oh, that was a woman. She was foolish."
तो और कौन बोले सकट असुरो क्या
He
किया सकट का
She was foolish that she was sent, and then she could not even kill even a small child. And Keshi said, "Putana, Putana is just a foolish girl. She was sent. But then she could not kill." He said, "Who else is there?"
धीरे मारूंगा कौन गए सकट
He's the
असुरो
many other demons who were sent.
और सब एक दोष दिखा रहे
He said she should have gone there and all
नजरे की
demoness form, should not have dressed like a beautiful woman.
अरे सखा तुम चिंता मत करो
He said, "Oh, then sent Trinavrat." He said that he is also very foolish. He should have killed Krishna immediately. You
वंश
know, they should not have taken time. He was like, "Oh, I'm just going to kill him slowly and steadily." No, just kill him immediately. Why is it that he took so much of time? So Trinavrat was also very foolish. Then Bakasur. So Kansa was naming all these demons one by one, and he said all of them are foolish. He said, "Don't worry, I'm just going to go and kill Krishna immediately." He was so confident. So Madhumangal is wearing pitambar, he's wearing the peacock feather and also the flute. It looks like Krishna. So everyone is laughing. So
आया
and everyone is clapping. So at that particular time,
मित्र
Keshi said, "Can you please tell me?
सांभर भी
Is,
है
is that little boy which you're talking about? How does he look like?" He
सोलोना
said
को
he has a fresh rain cloud color. He wears peacock feather. Peacock feather is there. Wear yellow cloth, and he also carries a flute. He said, "That's it."
भी
He said,
इतना
"There's no weapon which he carries." He said, "No, that's his weapon. He
दोनों
does
मित्र
not need weapon. Without weapon, he kills." And Keshi was like, don't worry, I'm just going to go and finish the job and come back immediately. So then when he came on the banks of Yamuna, he said, oh, he has pitambar, yellow cloth, he has a peacock feather, but then he also has a flute. But then his body effulgence is not like fresh rain cloud. Oh, probably they have colored his body today, in different color. So Keshi kicked him. There's so much of power that there's a wind which came, and then and and then what happened that Badmangal fell down on the ground. Though Keshi did not kick him, but then even from a distance, when he just raised his raised his legs, then everyone's saying, "Oh, Badmangal, these are the sweets and delicacies. These are the sweets which you get when you become like Krishna." He said, "No, no, no, I don't want such sort of honor. I don't want such sort of delicacies and laddus. This is very, very dangerous. Wearing your dress, Krishna, is very, very dangerous." So Madhumangal took off the clothes of Krishna, and then Madhumangal came back in don his natural dress, and then Krishna wore his own dress back. So then everyone was teasing Krishna. So Keshi was thinking, I just killed him. Then he saw, no, he's still alive, because he. And then what he did when he was about to kick Krishna, Krishna got hold of the 2 feet of Keshi, and then twirled him in the air, and then threw him far away. She was like, "Oh, how is it possible that a little child is throwing me so far away?" Do you know the previous history of Kalia, of Keshi?
उसे सकल इतिहास दिया है। तब क्या किया फिर आया मजा कर रहे हैं। आज सखा लोग आनंद, सखा लोग जानते हैं हमारे सखा जो आया वो मरेगा ही मरेगा। सखा लोग बहुत खुश है, उन लोग भागे नहीं, सब देख रहे हैं। और गुस्सा होता है।
So all the history of all these demons has been given also in the scriptures. Then he came back again, and at that time Krishna was joking, and Sakhas were also joking. Sakhas were like, because Sakhas know that any demon who come definitely gets killed by Krishna. So they were just enjoying this pastime. So that Krishna would sometimes hold on to his tail and throw him away. Sometimes Krishna would hold on to his ear, twirl him, and swirl him in the air, and then throw him in the air, throw him far away. So finally, when Keshi came, he opened his mouth, and Krishna put his hand inside the mouth of Krishna, and Krishna made his hand become so hot, like hot iron, just like one puts iron in the fire, it becomes so red and so hot. So Krishna's hand became so hot, and he was trying to bite the hand of Krishna. But then what happened is that he was not able to breathe, and his eyes, his big eyes just came out, and that's how Keshi was killed. So then he could not go back to give the message to Kansa, because he was so confident. Why was he saying this? Because I mentioned this pastime because Rupa Goswami is remembering this particular pastime. Rupa Goswami, while he is remembering this particular pastime internally in Vrindavan, there was a Vaishnav called Khanja Krishna Das. Khanja means the one who has the one who could not walk properly. So Khanja Krishna Das saw this, and he was like, Rupa Goswami is such a grave Vaishnava, and why is he laughing, looking at me? I gave him so much of respect. But then Khanja Krishna Das thought like this. He felt that he was being offended, and he left. So Rupa Goswami's this Leela, which was appearing in his heart automatically, it stopped. So the Leela would not appear on his heart anymore. So his elder brother and his guru, Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad, he revealed that I don't know what happened to me, that while I was remembering the pastime, now I'm unable to do so. Sanatana Goswami said that you must have committed some Vaishnava Aparadh. So what you do, you make an arrangement and call all the Vaishnavas. You make an arrangement and invite all the Vaishnavas. When Vaishnavas would come, and they would be fed when they would take the feast. So if any Vaishnav who would stop, who would not come, so that person is the one to whom you must have committed some offense. Jiva Goswami and all the Goswamis also came. So everyone was very, very happy that Rupa Goswami is arranging this festival. So all the Vaishnavas are coming. So Khanja Krishna Das said, I won't go. He said, why should I go? He said, because there is a festival and everyone must go. But then Khanja Krishna, then Jiva Goswami told Rupa Goswami that everyone wants to come, very happily they want to come, but Kanji Krishnadas is the one who doesn't want to come. They said, why? Because so that then Sanatana Goswami Pad said to Rupa Goswami that you must have committed some offense at his lotus feet. So Sanatana Goswami Pad along with Rupa Goswami Pad, they went to Sri Kanji Krishnadas and said that, please come to the feast. He said, why should I come? When I was passing by, he was laughing at me. Rupa Goswami was laughing at me. Rupa Goswami Pad said, I don't even know that at what time you came. Rupa Goswami Pad said, I was remembering the pastime in mind, and this leela was coming in my mind, but then I started laughing. But then that was not upon you. So I was laughing in my soul, but then the manifestation came in my body. He said, I'm really sorry. He said, oh, Krishna said that I'm really sorry that you were in that position. I couldn't recognize. It was actually an offense of Kanji Krishna Das. Why? Because he couldn't recognize. So he fell at the feet of Rupa Goswami and started asking forgiveness. Then everything became better. This is one example of Manasi Seva. While remembering the Lord's name, his quality, his leelas, that this is Manasi Seva. Because everything is done by mind. No external body limbs are involved. But then the other example is of Sridhasa Goswami, who used to perform bhajan on the banks of Sri Radha Kund. And would only take a little bit of buttermilk every day. A Brajvasi, he would come to offer this to Raghunath Das Goswami in a big leaf. In 24 hours, you only take a little bit of buttermilk. And then he would not even take anything except that. So he gave him this big this buttermilk in the leaf. Earlierly, no artificial bowls were required. Automatically, the trees were made like this. The leaves were made like this, which appear like it is a natural bowl. Ramanand went the other day, but then he actually could not find. He could not find at time of Shri Guru Devi would find such trees where the leaves of kadamba trees would actually uh, look like natural bowls. So we were there with Shri Gurudev, and we could find. So it automatically transforms. So it automatically appears like a bowl, but those trees do not exist anymore. So then Das Goswami became very angry when he got to know that Brajvasi has brought that bowl or that leaf in which he's given the buttermilk from Chandravali's place. Radharani's uh, Radharani's uncle daughter Chandravali's place. Radharani became very angry. Das Goswami Pad, he became very angry and then he threw it away. So why did he go to to Sakisthali? So one day Siddhas Goswami Pad became very ill, and at that particular time there was no doctor at Radhakund, and so it was all forest everywhere. So there was no doctor there. From Mathura, doctor was sent. So when the doctor came to check the pulse of Siddhas Goswami, he saw this Bengali Baba has taken too much of rice. He said he could not digest the rice. So doctor said that the rice is still there in the belly of Siddhas Goswami, in the stomach of. So they said to doctor that Raghunath Das Goswami does not eat rice at all. So so that Brajvasi said, how that's not possible. That's not possible. Then the doctor said, if you don't believe me, then you can ask Raghunath Das Goswami himself. Raghunath Das Goswami said, yes, he's right that I've eaten rice. He said, in the afternoon, in my mind, I made paramanna. I made a kheer. And while I made kheer, so when Radharani offered this to Krishna, and Krishna says, such beautiful kheer, who has made this? He said, one of my manjaris. Then Das Goswami said, then Radharani called Sri Das Goswami and said, you have made this? He said, yes, I have. And then he gave it to Sri Das Goswami. And Radharani said that, why is it that you are following his instructions? He said, you're my Dasi. So you should be with me. why did you accept his so then Sri Radharani said that take it from me. Then Krishna said, no, you have to take it from me. So all of them, both of them, kept on giving sweet rice to Raghunath Das Goswami as Rati Manjari, one by one, and that's why overeating happened. So that the rice is still in the stomach because I overate, because Krishna and Radharani both gave me so much of sweet rice today, because both of them were in competition that you have to take it from my hands. So in this way, I overate, and that is still there. Did it stop? Did the stream stop, I guess?